very easy, logical place here to start is with the young man's belt of gilt here. That's an ultra cool looking, tall shoulder to run straight uphill. Very, very nice gilt. That thing comes and goes with plenty of spread and dimension and width and power. I like that one pretty well. I would like to stouten her up in terms of her feature, maybe shorten her up just a little bit in terms of her spine, but I think part of that's her color pattern. That's a very impressive back, very nice gilt to go ahead and win this class. I think the intriguing feature here is the blue-eyed one here in second. I think that one from the side is very neat looking, proportions right. When he comes at you, he's got a big old forearm. It's just when you get on top of him, he just gets a little plainer and staler in terms of his muscle shape, gets a little plainer about his jowl, and it's just not nearly quite as fresh and highly presented as the gilt that goes ahead and wins this class. I think still a very nice barrow to be second. The gilt here that comes in third. Love that one from the side. Really good in terms of building design. Runs straight uphill. Awesome hip and hind leg. You could drive that one for days and she's never going to tire out. It's just when that one comes and goes, she just needs to have more. She's just not spread apart in terms of her skeleton. Needs more muscle shape on the top side. But a very nice pig to go ahead and be in third. The gilt that comes out here in fourth, I think that one's got a very similar story. The only difference is she gets too frail in terms of her feature. She gets a little frailer in terms of her skull. She just needs to be stoutened up. But still a very nice gilt to go ahead and be fourth. On down the line here, we got pigs that are very, very nice pigs, big-bodied, practical made. We just got to fix them in terms of their structure and stouten them up in their feature. But still a very good class here. Let's give all these exhibitors a round of applause.
First call, class 14. Class 14, make your way to the chutes. First call, class 14. Second call, class 14. Second call, class 14. Class 14 shipping in the chutes.
Good place to start here is with the calico here in the center of the ring. I think that's a very, very nice pig to go ahead and win this class. Very, very stout, very big rib, very good pig. Super highly presented, does an awesome job driving that one. I like that pig quite a bit. Very nice pig to go ahead and win this class. I think the young lady's barrow here in second. That one, if we could just shorten him up in terms of his spine, stouten him up in his feature, and bust him apart, that's a very, very good pig. He's very good from feet and leg standpoint, very good from the side. We just got to make him stouter and denser. But that young lady does an awesome job at driving it. Very nice pig. The pig here that comes out in third, that one's the complete opposite. If we could fix that one in terms of his feet and legs and structure, that pig's very good. He's super stout and dense in terms of his skeleton, big and shapely in his back. For me, I'm just not comfortable with how he moves off either end of his skeleton. He gets a little too pushed forward in the angle of his blade, a little soft on his front feet, wants to twist and turn them, and wants to just push his right hock ever so slightly. But still a nice barrow to be third. We bring that gilt out here next. I think that one from build design standpoint from the side, very good. She just gets a little plainer in terms of her muscle shape, a little plainer about her head, but still a very nice pig. The blue barrow here, he just gets a little too stale in terms of his skin and hair and his back shape, but that is a stout, dense, burly made one. Very nice pig to be down that line. The blue barrow here coming out next, a shapely, highly presented, big-legged one, just gets too flat in terms of his rib cage. Need to bust him open off both sides of the skeleton. The two pigs coming out down in the class here, two nice big body type pigs. Just got to stout them up in terms of their feature, give them more shape and expression of muscle. A very good class. Give these kids a round of applause.
Second call, class 15. Second call, class 15.
I think a good place to start here is with the young man's black barrel. I like that one pretty well. You want to talk about one that's super, super comfortable in terms of his feet and hind legs when he gets out on the go. There he is. Awesome hip and hind leg. Good reach out at his front. Big back, big rib cage, stout hip. I like that one pretty well. I think that's a very good barrel. Very good place to start. Highly presented. Nice work to that young man. Taking nothing away from the bluegill here that goes in second. That one highly presented. Kid does an awesome job driving it. For me today, though, she's just not quite as good built. She's a little bit more pushed forward in the angle of her blade. She's a little shorter and steeper out of her hip. Still goes with plenty of comfort and ease and probably goes better than some we've used to win classes today. But for me today, not quite as good as that black barrel, but still a big rib, stout made, neat looking one that I think you do an awesome job driving. So congrats to that young man. We bring that black one out next, and I think that one's a good built one, highly presented, skin and hair's on point. Just when you come and go, that one doesn't have enough to it. Needs more shape and expression of muscle, needs to be busting open at both the top and bottom side of the skeleton. The next two we bring out here, those are both big-bodied, stout-made ones that just get a little staler and plainer in terms of their presentation. They just need to be shapened up and crispened up there in terms of their back shape, but still nice pigs there to be down on the line. On down the line here, we have some leaner-made hogs that just need here that just need to be busted open in terms of their rib cage. They get a little flatter and frailer in terms of their feature, but still nice hogs to go ahead and round out this class. Give all these young kids a round of applause. logical place to start here is with the young lady's belted gilt here in the center. Even the microphone got excited. That one, I think, is an extremely highly presented, shapely, good-made one. The only thing I'd change about this gilt is, man, I just wish she took a little bit longer stride out of her hip and hind leg. For me, she just gets a little shorter, steeper out of that hip and hind leg. If she'd flex and go with just a little bit more comfort and ease out of that hock, I think that one's very, very good. Awesome head and shape to her skull, big back, big blade. Very nice pig to win this class. I think the young man's belted gilt here, or chromed up gilt, excuse me, that comes out next. That one looks like she might have hurt herself a little bit there. If we can get that one to relax her hip and hind leg and just go with a little more comfort and ease, give her a shot more stoutness of feature, I think that's a very, very good gilt. In her own right, though, she's still a big, bold, stout-made rib cage type deal that I like very well. Young man does an awesome job at driving it. Good gilt to be second. We bring out that gilt here in third, and I think that one just needs to be stoutened up. She needs to be stoutened up in terms of her feature, given more muscle shape on the top side of her skeleton, but a very good built, easy doing, bold bodied type of gilt to be third. Very nice job. On down the line here, I think we got some pigs that just need to be fixed in terms of their structure. They get a little straighter out of their blade, a little goofy in terms of their hock, a little flatter up front, but they just need to be stoutened up in their feature and given more muscle shape. But still a very nice class up into these heavier weights. Give all these kids a round of applause.
Second call, class 17. Second call, class 17.
very high quality, good pigs here. For me today, there's one that's just a little bigger and bolder in terms of his rib cage. He's bigger and bolder when he comes and goes, and therefore for me today, the Black Barrow's just the stouter, bigger, burlier one here. I do wish we could get that one to go just a little bit better out of his hip and hind leg. The longer we get him out here, he gets a little straighter than ideal in his hock and has to work just a little bit harder to get that hock going. But I tell you what, that's still a stout, dense-made, fresh one. For being this heavy, that thing doesn't look stale to me. The gilt here, she probably has the advantage in terms of feet and legs. She does take the longer, more comfortable stride out of her hip and hind leg. But for me, she just gets a little flatter and drier in terms of her rib cage. If we could bust her open there and give her a bigger, bolder rib cage, I think that gilt could go ahead and win this class. With two very high-quality hogs at the top end of that class. Give both those kids a round of applause. I think we bring that gilt out here in third, and I tell you what, that one when she came in the ring, I was very, very intrigued. You want to talk about a dense-featured, hairy, stout-made one? There she is. For me today, though, with that extra hair, she just looks a little staler to me. A little staler, a little older. She just needs to be a little bit bolder and fresher in terms of her rib cage, but a very, very interesting creature that's got some unique pieces there. We bring out that Barrow next, and I wish that one was just a little stouter in his feature. He's a little staler about his head and neck, and a little staler back through his flank, but still a very big-bodied, stout-bodied type of hog that I think is very good built in his own right. On down the line here, we got some hogs that I just wish were a little bit bolder in terms of their rib cage. Fix them in terms of their structure. They just want to get a little goofy out of their hip and hind leg when they go, but still a very good class. Give all these kids a round of applause.
First call. Second call. Class 18. Second call. Class 18.
two very good hogs we have here. I think the gilt goes ahead and wins this deal though pretty easily, I believe. That thing is a highly presented, shapely, good-looking type hog. That one coming and going is very sound, very good on her feet and legs. I like that one pretty well. That's a very good hog to go ahead and win this class. The barrow here that comes second, I tell you what, if we could take that one and we could yank his neck up, make him just a little taller and cooler looking, that's a very good pig. Big, bold in terms of his rib cage, stout feature. For me, he just gets a little staler and plainer about his head and neck. He's a little shorter, his head sets right into the lower part of his shoulder there. But man, if we could yank that one up there, very nice pig to be second. The barrow that we bring out here in third, I think a very neat looking, sound made type of hog that for me is just starting to get a little past his prime. He gets a little staler in terms of his skin and hair, gets a little staler about his blade and neck there, but still a very nice pig to be third in that class. The big we bring out here next. Ring helps getting tired around here. We might need some coffee. But I think a very good pig here. Very awesome built from the side. Big legs. Neat made. That one just coming and going. Gets too flat and narrow. He's a little flatter coming in terms of his rib cage and a little flatter going in terms of his stifle muscle. But a very nice pig. On down the line here, we got some pigs that just need to be freshened up. They get a little staler about their head and neck, a little plainer in terms of their muscle shape on the top side of their skeleton, but still very nice pigs in this class. Give all these kids a round of applause.
Class 19, please make your way to the holding pens. Class 19, please make your way to the holding pens. Also, as another reminder about the final drive, we mentioned it earlier, but for the final drive, once you take a 10-minute break to make sure that everybody gets their picks back and set, and then we have the opportunity to get those in the final drive up into the holding pens. If you won your class, you're going to be coming up into the holding pens and out in the ring to start. If you got a purple, you need to be at your pen with your pick ready. We will sort the sale. We need to make sure that if you were second or third in the toughest class of the day, you may end up being third overall or fourth overall or so on. So again, at the conclusion of the last class today, we're going to take a 10-minute break to get everybody set, and then we'll get this thing rock and roll.
Class 19 to the pins. Class 19, second call. Coming back to the finals from Class 15, we have Layla Deeds and Matthew Green. Also coming back to the final from Class 16, we have Jaron Knott and McKinley Thornton. Returning finalists Class 17, Kyle Taylor and Paul Shaner.
Big chest, big. Back there in his flank. Compared to that, but I tell you what, that's a very good animal to be second. The bear that comes out here in third, I think that one from a build and design standpoint is very good. Super comfortable. Shoot, we could drive that one all day. The thing I'd change about this barrel, he just gets too frail in terms of his feature, in terms of the pigs ahead of him. He just gets a little frailer in his ankle, needs to be bigger in terms of his forearm, stouter in his skull. But a highly presented, shapely type of hog to be third. We bring that pig out next. That one's a very nice hog, too far past his prime. Big rib cage, but getting a little staler and plainer in terms of his jowl, but still a very nice pig. On down the line here, we got some pigs that are just getting a little bit past their prime. They're getting a little fatter, a little plainer, but we start to see that here in a little bit in these heavyweights. So give all these kids a round of applause. Very good class of pigs.
Class 20. First call. Class 20. Class 20 should be making their way to the pins. Second call, Class 20.
I think a real logical place to start is with the young man's belted barrow here. I think that one from the side, build and design is very, very good. He's tall and elevated at the point of his shoulder, long and level in his back, and really good out of his hip and hind leg. And yet, he's very fresh and youthful up through his front 1/3. He's big and expressive out his back, and really big pin. That's a really nice pig to go ahead and win this class. The challenging pair here is in second and third with the two white hogs. For me today, the barrow just has a little bit more youthfulness up front. He's taller, more elevated. He's a little neater looking. He's bigger and bolder in terms of his back shape, and he's definitely bigger and bolder in terms of his hip and hind leg. Really good and comfortable on his feet and legs. Nice pig to be second there. The gilt here in third. For me today, she's just not quite as comfortable in her skeleton. She's a little more pushed forward in the angle of her blade. She's a little shorter and quicker out of her hip, and just a little stiffer out of her hock. She probably is the bigger, bolder ribcage one, but she just doesn't quite go with his comfort and needs as the barrow ahead of her. The barrow we bring out next here, the predominantly black gilt, I believe. She just needs a shot more shape. She gets a little plainer in terms of her muscle shape, but a very sound, athletic, big rib type of hog to be fourth in that class. On down the line here, these pigs just get a little bit staler, need to be a little fresher out of their front end there. A little bit more muscle shape and expression in terms of their back, but still a very nice class of pigs. Let's give all these kids a round of applause.
Call, class 21. First call, class 21. Call, class 21. Second call, class 21. And coming back to the finals from class 18, we have Landon Cedarbloom and Mackenzie May. Coming back from the finals for class 19, we have Ty Knop and Cade Knop. Final call, class 21. Class 21 should be in the holding pens.
I think a very easy place to start here is with the young man's chromed up gilt. That one from a build design is very good. She's neat looking still up front to be at this heavier weight, but she's big and bold in terms of her rib cage and big and bold and fresh in terms of her back shape. That one's as big back and stout made as one we've seen today. That's a very nice gilt to go ahead and win this class. The gilt here in second, man, I tell you what, from a feet and leg standpoint, very, very good. Comfortable, good built, sound, really square hock. We just got to give that one more muscle shape. She gets a little too plain over her back, needs a shot more. She needs to be busted open when she comes at you, but a very nice gilt to be second there. We bring that one out in third there. Sort of the same deal, very good built, sound made type of hog, big and bold in its rib cage. We just got to give that one more shape and expression of muscle. Gets a little plainer top, a little plainer about its jowl. On down the line here, we kind of got the same deal going on with most of these hogs. They just get a little plainer in terms of their muscle shape. We got to give them a shot more, make them a little neater looking, but big frame, big, easy doing type of hogs that are really good on their feet and legs. Give these kids a round of applause.
First call. First call, class 22. Second call, class 22. 22, make your way to the pins.
Easy place to start here with the young man's belted gilt. From the side, that one is very, very good. She's super highly presented. That thing's got a big forearm, a neat skull, and a really, really fresh, shapely back, and a neat, fresh, youthful look for her to be at this high of a weight. Very, very good job getting this gilt to look like that at that kind of weight. Nice work, young man. That's a nice pick to win. I think for second and third, it does get a little bit closer, but I decided to go with the gilt. It's still really good built, yet is a little bit shorter in terms of her body and bolder and bigger in terms of her rib cage. I think that one's just got more to her at the end of the day. I do wish she was a little stouter in her feature. That's where the gilt in third, this black-headed gilt. Shapely, neat, monster legs. That's where that one does have the advantage. But for me today, she just gets too long-bodied. She needs to be shortened up and dropped in terms of her rib and flank, but still a very nice gilt there to be third. The white barrel we bring out here in fourth. Big-bodied, stout-made. That one just gets a little soft on his feet and legs. Wants to go a little bit tentative out of that front end, pushing those dew claws a little bit. But it's still a big, bold-bodied type of hog. It's a very nice hog to be fourth. On down the line here, we got some pigs that just need to be fixed in terms of their structure. They get a little shorter and quicker out of their hip and hind leg, but still a very, very good class. Give all these kids a round of applause.
Coming back to the finals from Class 20 is Landon Oxenrider and Christian Davis. Your finalists from Class 21 are Avery Deeds and Julie Collins.
what, I think very impressive class through and through to have all these hogs so good on their feet and legs at this weight is very, very impressive. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start with this red belted hog here. For me today, that's the one that's still at this heavy weight, still has the most muscle shape, most freshness, and still gets around with the most comfort and ease. I think that's a very nice pig at this size. I tell you what, this pig here that's tried to take me out several times, that thing is a big, big back, bold rib cage type hog, but still very good on his feet and legs. He has some muscle shape. He's getting a little too far past his prime at this weight, but that one's still got a neat look for being that heavy. On down the line here, we got pigs that I think are very big and bold in terms of their rib cage. They're getting a little soft made for me, but still very good on their feet and legs. Very impressive to have a class like this and have them all that sound. Give these kids a big round of applause.
All right, everybody. So for my spectators, again, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and it's not so much a break, but it's going to take us about 10 minutes to get all of our exhibitors up into the holding pens and get everybody set. For all of my exhibitors that are going to be participating in the final drive here in a minute, how we are going to do this is we're going to call you guys up in two groups. Okay, we're going to call up classes 1 through 10, then classes 11 through 22. What we are going to do is we are going to pen you guys in class order. So on the far end, on the first gate, is going to be class 1, and so on and so forth, down to class 10. That way we can let you guys out into the ring in class order, and we'll make sure we announce each of the exhibitors as they come on out. So, again, to repeat that, we're going to call up the class winners, only the class winners. If you were second in class and you got a purple, we need you to be at your pen, ready to go. That way, if the individual in your class wins, we're going to call you up and out into the ring. Okay, so if I was in class 11, if the winner from class 11 wins the show, the second in class 11 is going to come in. And it's going to take a little bit, but we're going to work our way down to the sale order, so we're going to need you guys to kind of work with us and cooperate with us. All right? So again, I believe, Travis, are we good on the back? Ready? Travis? Are you guys ready back there? Okay, so this is going to be the first call. Classes 1 through 10. If you were a class winner, classes 1 through 10, make your way to the ring, or to the holding pens. Again, class 1 is going to be in the first gate. Class 10 is going to be in the last gate. All right, so classes 1 through 10, make your way to the ring. Classes 11 through 22, if you got a purple and you were the class winner, be ready. We're calling you here in about 2 minutes. Okay, all of our class winners from class 11 to 22. If you are class winners from 11 through 22, if you are not already making your way to the ring, please make your way to the ring at this time. Sitting ringside. We've got all the classes in. Again, we feel that Brady's done a pretty phenomenal job at this point in time. Again, can we go ahead and give Brady and all the exhibitors standing both in the back of the ring and those out in the fence a phenomenal round of applause. We're going to get this thing rolling and let's get some excitement happening here.
And your class winner from class number 2, we have Carson Hunter. Your class winner from class number 3, Caden Steele. And class number 4 winner, Hazel Zender. Samantha Spraker. From class number 6, Andrew Nicholson. Your class number 7 winner, Claire Kelly. And from class number 8, we have Piper Beck. Your class number 9 finalist, Dylan Lovett. And From class number 10, we have Taylor Howe. And out of class number 11, Piper Rosenberger. Class number 12, Owen Forsman. And your class 13 finalist, Garrett Booth. And out of class 14, Cruz Knott. Your class 15 finalist, Layla Deeds. And out of class 16, we have Jaron Knott. Class 17 finalist, Kyle Taylor. And out of class 18, Landon Cedarbloom. Class 19 finalist, Ty Knott. And out of class 20, we have Landon Oxenrider. And your class 21 finalist, completing the crowd, Avery Deeds. It took them 6 months to get to this point. They battled the snow and the ice and the heat, and here they are. It all comes down to this moment right now.
Well, I tell you guys what, I want to start by saying thank you. This is an absolutely incredible experience for me. I got this call actually while we were at our state fair, and didn't get them called back till the next week, but the entire state fair, there were 2 questions I got asked every time I told someone, that I was going to get the opportunity to come do this. The first question was, well, what do you think the pigs are going to be like in Idaho? Well, I can tell you guys what, I'm going to be able to go back and tell every one of my buddies, every one of my friends, anybody I know that pigs in Idaho are way good. This is an absolutely incredible set out here. The thing that's cooler than the pigs being so good is honestly how good you people are. Every one of your guys' kids has been absolutely phenomenal out here in the show ring, from etiquette-wise to showing-wise. The people that put this show together, I think, have done an absolutely awesome job. Let's give every one of them a round of applause. The second thing I was asked was, well, how the heck are you going to do that when you're right in the middle of breeding all your own sows for your state fair? I tell you guys what, that was my biggest concern. That's why it took me a few days to call back. When I approached my dad with the opportunity and told him, hey, I want to go do this, he looked at me and said, well, looks like I'll take a few days off work and I'll breed sows while you're gone. I'm not going to give you guys some big lifelong lesson speech here, because at the end of the day, I know I look like I'm 12, but I'm only 24. I haven't lived a lot of life. So I can't give you guys a big lifelong lesson. But all I got to say for all you young kids, if you guys get done here, go back and thank who got you here. The breeder, your family, your friends, whoever helped you, who helped put this show on. Because I tell you guys what, without people like my dad at home, my entire family getting pigs ready and doing things, breeding sows, heat checking, none of us would be here, none of us would be able to do this. So you guys make sure to go thank them. I tell you guys what, absolutely incredible show. For me though, we're going to go ahead and fire these guys up. There's one that, man, when they hit class, I thought, holy smokes, that's a good one. That thing is built and design is absolutely incredible. I love that thing. I think these pigs are really, really good, but I'm going to go out here and select you guys a champion. Very, very good pigs. Give these kids another big round of applause. Tell you guys what, I thought it was really, really close between a pair of them out here. I thought that champion where he was just better, as that thing was so much bigger and bolder coming at you. There's another exhibitor out here that does an absolutely lights out job at driving them. I wandered around here most of the time trying to figure out what that thing looked like coming at you, and they did an absolute phenomenal job at hiding that from me. If I brought him to the show and he didn't win, I'd be pretty disappointed too, but I tell you what, this belted barrel right here is second.
Can we get Sophie Zettner? Sophie Zettner to the ring.
I thought there were 3 pigs that kind of came down to here for Grand and Reserve and third. And I tell you what, there's one out here that I think is still really, really good in terms of its build and design. You get that one driving across the ring, and that thing is absolutely incredible in terms of its look, its presence. I think that one, even though it's hiding over here in the corner, that one's the third best one. This young man's going to have third.
We get Maddie Andrus. Maddie Andrus to the ring, please.
For fourth, I think there's another one out here that is just so fault-free, so easygoing. I remember she came out of a decent class there. Very, very highly presented. Like that one a bunch. Big, fresh back. Young man right here is going to have your fourth overall.
Mackenzie May, please make your way to the ring.
For the last spot here in the top 5, I think there's another one out here that is just so unique in how her skull and head and neck ties in. She's got a big old forearm, an awesome hip and hind leg. Man, I would tell you what, if that one had a few more days, a couple weeks there, that one could have ran with the best of them. This Calico Gilt right here is going to be 5th.
Bryson Hunter. Bryson Hunter, please make your way to the ring. Seconds in class till back of your pen. This is going to be our final drive. Once Hunter gets it, or Bryson gets into the ring, we're just going to place your state order and sort down through these as quickly as possible. So again, those in the crowd, please give these exhibitors out here that have fought through this a round of applause because they're working for it. All right, those in the ring, settle your pigs down real quick. So, sorry, we got a little bit of a mix-up up here. We are going to bring back every purple, as we kind of initially thought. Every purple is going to be making their way back. We're going to, again, try to work through this as quickly and efficiently as possible. So, again, that was 260. So, could we go ahead and get Isaac Green back into the ring? Isaac Green, to the ring, please. Those of you guys that are sitting back in your pens that were a second in class or a purple, work your way back into the holding pens. We can pull you out of the holding pens a little bit quicker and a little bit more efficiently. So if you were a purple in a class, go ahead and work your way to the holding pens.
Paul Shaner to the show ring. Paul Shaner to the show ring. I'm gonna love it, see? Show ring. Ellie Berger to the show ring. Layla Deeds, number 9. Matthew Green to the showroom. Matthew Green to the showroom. 10. Andrew Nicholson, number 11. Addison Forsman to the show ring. Booth, number 12. To the show ring. Libby Huffman to the show ring. Claire Kelly, number 13. Jaron Knopp, number 14. Mackenzie Thornton to the show ring. McKinley Thornton to the show ring. McKinley Thornton. Taylor Howe. Kylie Eider to the show ring. Kaylee Eider to the show ring. Kaylee Eider to the show ring. Piper Bish, number 15. Parker Rosenberger to the show ring. Parker Rosenberger to the show ring. Addison Forsman, number 16. Paisley Bardwell to the show ring. Paisley Bardwell to the show ring. Paul Shaner, number 18. Hazel Zender. Helena Bopat to the ring. Bopat to the ring. Tying up. Cade Knopf to the ring. Cade Knopf to the show ring. Cade Knopf. McKinley Thornton. We get a number on that one. We need Julie Collins to the show ring. Julie Collins to the show ring. Caden Oxenrider to the show ring. Caden Oxenrider to the show ring. Riley Averiett to the show ring. Riley Averiett to the show ring. Kristen Davis to the show ring. And our final results, the top three 2022 Swine Market Hog. Third place, Owen Forsman. Your reserve champion, Pfeiffer Rosenberger. And your 2022 champion, North Idaho Fair Market Show Hog, is Claire Kelly.